What's the weirdest non-porn media you've ever gotten off to?
I actually have a joke about this. It's not media though.
What anything goes.
I mean, like, I get off like just thinking about like accomplishing my goals.
Please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.
Welcome, one and all. Everyone in the world, welcome to Please Don't Ask, episode 10! That's double digits.
Looking in all the cameras.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome.
Welcome to Please Don't Ask. Thank you everyone for being here, a listener, and honestly, this is just getting better and better. This is one of my most anticipated guests.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, LEXIS SHARDÉ'S has been on the show. You've been on the live show.
Yes,
so you're
that's
actually
fun.
a returning guest, and my only other episode so far with a returning guest was Rochelle.
Yeah.
And so like it's a very special day when I get a good friend to come on the show, because it's not like the same as, you know, just a comedian I respect. You're a friend too. And so we have
saying that you don't respect me?
No, I respect you a little bit less.
Oh, okay.
Because I know you a lot better.
Okay.
But I think that you are one of my favorite people on the scene. We always have such a good time. I'm just so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy that you asked me to do this.
You are one of my friends who I genuinely,
Yeah,
I
thank
listen
you
to
for
the
the new
advice.
dog.
Yeah, it was nice to know you, Lady Bird. I'm glad. I actually, like, of anyone I know, I feel like you would take good care of her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you are definitely like a friend of mine whose advice I listen to. Because I definitely, I mean, like, I get sling advice professionally, so I tend to, like, you know, take the advice that I get more seriously, because I don't know, I feel like I can pass it along now.
Yeah.
I love when somebody says something and makes me think of something in a new way. Like, that's my favorite thing, and you're definitely one of those people.
Fresh perspective is always good.
For sure. And you've definitely been through some shit. And
Can you smell it on me?
the three of us rolled around in the park earlier, just rolling in shit. It's not that kind of podcast, actually. But we don't kink shame. No, we don't kink shame, actually. We don't kink shame, but we're not going there.
Yeah.
You're based in Eugene.
Yes.
Right? And you are producing a bunch of stuff right now. Before we like promote whatever you're producing, which is a lot of different stuff, tell the good people who are watching and listening your pronouns, your orientation, and your relationship status.
So my pronouns are she, her, and that bitch.
Mine are she, her, and it.
Oh, I like that. That works for you.
Your orientation, who you're into?
So I decided I'm not really going to label myself anymore.
Okay.
But I would say at one point I did identify as bi.
Okay.
But I could never really see myself being in a relationship with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I would probably say I'm asexual.
Which is valid too, you know, but
Yeah.
But do you consider yourself a queer person?
I think I get along with queer people really well.
I don't mean to like put you on the spot.
No.
I totally understand what you mean about not wanting to label yourself, because
Yeah.
like the more labels we have, the more I feel like the more labels I try and fit into, the more I feel like I'm fucking up and not fitting into those labels. So I like to use the word queer, because that's just, I feel like the most all-inclusive, like not straight and not hetero kind of umbrella term.
Yeah. I think I've always been attracted to
You've
women.
always been attractive, yes.
Well, yes. Yeah, sure. I've always been attracted to women, but I think, like, I don't know, it's kind of like with relationships. It's like you hit it off with someone really well, and maybe it's someone that you are attracted to or you think is attractive, and because that attraction is there, like, you feel like you have to make it romantic when maybe it doesn't have to be. And so I started kind of just taking a step back. Okay, like, I find this woman really attractive, and I could just be an admirer. I don't have to do anything about it, you know?
Totally okay to just like find people hot and like valid to just have that within you. I think that makes you queer.
Yeah, probably.
I will I think you're single, right?
Yes.
And just what you said about like wanting to make something romantic if you're attracted to someone. Like I am honestly like radically in favor of purely physical relationships because I think it's okay to like put sexual experiences on the same level of validity as romantic experiences too. Like we exist as people to feel pleasure.
Yeah.
And like even if you like, I feel like one night stands are totally valid if you left like having loved and learned and been kind and like campsite rule, like not done any damage and left it cleaner than before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's in your future. Like do you see yourself like getting back out there, or do you feel like you are just like right now? I mean, in your immediate future, I mean, like right now you're just kind of like on a boss bitch like mission, or do you see yourself like wanting to even like hook up with anyone?
I've since I've been out of my last relationship, there has been a significant person that I felt really like fit into my life, but then he like moved. And I've had some crushes.
Crushes are the best.
Yeah, crushes are fun.
Love a crush.
But I've always been like, obviously I'm a boss bitch. Like I'm a go-getter.
Obviously.
I always go after what I want, and I decided like as far as relationships go that I need to take like a different approach, like not trying to force things to happen, but let things happen. And I've just been really focusing on like living the life that I want to create for myself.
Yes.
And I think that the person that's supposed to be with me will fit into my life. Like I've always pictured myself like I think my person is definitely another comic.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Like lately, I feel like you and I are in a similar space where like we're both kind of vamping up. We're both in this like phase of our careers where we've kind of like done a lot of other things and come back to this and like incorporating like, lessons learned, but also just this morning we were talking about how you have to just make your own career and you can't wait to be picked.
Exactly.
And so that's why, I mean, one of the things I just love about our friendship is that like you really inspire me to like just be more like making my own thing.
Yeah.
And
it's really fun to watch.
we have
you do
complementary kind of ambitions.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And I just want to let you know that if you ever want to go out and like troll for pussy,
you'll be the first person I call.
I would love to go out with you and mac on hot bitches. Like I genuinely, Portland is like lesbian mecca.
When I lived in LA, I was the girl that the guys would take out to help them pull chicks.
Oh.
Like I would be the wing
woman.
Yes. Like so I would like turn the girl of the friend that they were trying to
You were
no, like if there was a girl that they were trying to get and they had a friend that was like, oh girl, I don't know about him, like I would distract her.
To be honest, I feel like you and I would like absolutely clean up at a lesbian bar. I think
I don't even have to try, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you don't have to try. Well, I would say that like Portland has so much fun, like sapphic things that are not just like for hooking up. Like there's like lesbian dance parties at like Lollipop Shop and shit like that. Like all they play is like Chappell Roan and like I don't know, Missy Elliott and shit.
Yeah.
We should definitely go out because it's hot girl summer. I don't know. Did you know that? Hot girl summer?
Girl summer. Hot girl summer.
I can't
By the way,
wait.
I bought this shirt.
What does it say?
Because it says beer. But it's
like a Jeep
logo.
Wait, we both drive. I drive a Jeep too, right?
Yeah,
a Jeep Patriot.
Yeah. I only got it because I'm a Jeep owner. I'm not really a beer drinker. But I feel like people think I'm a beer drinker because I wear. I
love that. And tell me a little bit about your favorite patches here.
So I've always wanted to have a cool jean jacket, and I got this.
And now
one.
you do.
It's a little. It was already kind of distressed, and I've been adding patches.
Did you patch this?
No, this is how it came.
That's
actually.
sick. But this is, I don't know. Show the camera, and for the people who are just listening, there's a Bigfoot on her side. Sasquatch. He's very charming.
I've always thought Bigfoot like, kind of hidden.
I've always thought Bigfoot was a smash. Like I would fuck Bigfoot for sure.
Yeah.
I bet he seems gentle.
I would.
Is Bigfoot a violent figure? No.
I don't think so.
He's a bear.
No.
Nice, gentle, kind of like.
No. I mean, like, they definitely make him to be this scary thing because I remember, like, camping when I was little. I was raised by lesbians, by the way. My grandmother had a girlfriend growing up when I was growing up.
And they were roommates, right?
Yeah. Have you heard the bit about it?
Yeah. I mean, not that. I mean, it's like one of my favorite subreddits called Sappho and Her Friend, which is like, interpretations of lesbians throughout history and they were really good friends. Like they were fucking.
Yeah. So she introduced her to the family as like, oh, this is my friend from work and she's going to be my roommate now. And
they were literally, oh, okay. I was joking.
Every family function that we had, she used to take us camping. Like I didn't learn how to fish from my dad. I learned how to fish from my grandma's girlfriends.
What are their names? Let's shout them out.
I'm not going to.
Oh, come on. This is honestly like I genuinely feel that nobody's watching. But I know that people are watching.
When I post the episode, people will watch it.
Hell yes, they will. Thank you for that. Okay, so a couple questions I like to, I'll ask you a couple personal questions about your views on love, and then we'll answer some questions from the people.
Okay.
So do you believe in soulmates?
Yes, and I believe you can have more than one soulmate.
Say more.
I feel like you can have.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Do you feel like you've ever met one of those soulmates?
Yes, I think I have a lot. I think I'm very blessed to have a few soulmate friendships.
Yeah.
And then also like soulmate relatives.
Yeah, kin.
Yeah.
Kind of. But what about I'm more specifically interested in like romantic and sexual soulmates, because like I feel like I've met some soulmates of mine, and I believe in multiple soulmates too, because there's just too many fucking people, and it's just too depressing if there's only one. I genuinely, like, half of my life and the way I think about things is just willing myself to believe in a positive thing, and that's called being delusional. But everything's gonna be fine. But like, I've met people who I feel like I have a physical soulmate connection with, where it's like, oh my God, fucking you is like, it's that kind of like religious ecstasy that you think about, like when you think about, oh my God, like this person is just turns me on so much, but then it doesn't align with who they are. Have you,
I think you're probably talking about a trauma response.
I would say combination of both. Like what I'm referring to is when you have really good sexual chemistry with somebody, but they're not a romantic partner.
Usually that's called a demon.
Well, it's also called being a whore. And I'm a really like, I don't know. You know how some people are like, have you heard of people who are demisexual? They like need a romantic connection with somebody to
I'll help you out for a second.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you. Everyone better learn from her. If I have something in my teeth, I'm sorry, I can't go into that. If I have something in my teeth and someone doesn't tell me, they hate me.
Exactly. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how many times
it's the rudest
in past
thing.
relationships.
How
like,
dare you fucking
literally let me walk
me
around outside looking like a goddamn fool.
You think you were laughing. You liked it. I looked like a fool and you enjoyed it. You hate me. There's no other explanation. Anyway, you're probably right about like a trauma response, which is that I have always been a very sexual person. I grew up as a dancer growing up. My connection with my body was my main form of how I learned how to be valuable for the first half of my life. And then I had like the trauma of unlearning that has been a huge experience for me. Yeah. I was a ballerina. I went to the National Ballet School of Canada, and I was like kind of on this track to become a professional dancer, which meant that like I existed to be a body. And I got injured and misdiagnosed with like, I had these shooting pains up and down my left leg. I was getting diagnosed with sciatica by the school physiotherapist, but really I had a fucking stress fracture in my tibia. Oh. And so I finally like got a bone scan, and I was told, okay, you have to take a year off. And I was 15, and I was so horny and so desperate to just like be a teenager. And I was like, I quit. I can't like recover from this, and I just want to be a normal person. I want like to be valuable for something else. And
so you started having sex.
So I started having sex, and that was a good way to temporarily get value. But no, but even like in that sense, like of feeling like my body was my value, I've come back around to feel like it's okay to just like feel pleasure for pleasure's sake.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point that I've come back to after for a long time being like, I am a floating brain and my body it's mine to use and use up however the fuck I want. I can smoke, I can drink, I can do whatever I want because it doesn't belong to anybody but me. And that means I can fuck whoever I want too because they can't take me from me.
Yeah.
And I've always felt like sex is a powerful feeling because it's the ultimate vulnerability. Like sucking a guy's dick to me does not feel like a submissive act. It's like, I've got your dick in my mouth and there's nothing you can do right now but this because I'm very good at it. And and also like, you know, this is a moment of vulnerability that, you know, I have kind of that I treasure rather than feel like it's me giving something up.
Yeah. I could see that perspective.
But a lot of therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have like any particular one night stand horrors? Have you been a one night stand person ever?
I maybe had a couple in college.
Uh-huh.
I don't really remember.
Any not memorable? So it was bad sex. Mm-hmm.
No.
I feel like there's value in long-term and short-term relationships. And like you said, your soulmate, like soulmates come and go.
Yeah.
Because there's, you know, paths converge and diverge.
Yeah.
I feel like you are the kind of person who is very like strong being alone, and I'm comfortable being alone too. And I know a lot of people who are not comfortable being alone, not capable of being alone.
They got a hard time.
But not to brag or anything, but we're going on and on about how great we are. Let's answer some questions from the poor, pitiful people who need our help. Just kidding. You guys are doing great.
You guys are pitiful.
Honestly, it's always a struggle to answer these questions. Totally not enough information, but we'll do our best, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give these people the benefit of the doubt unless they deserve to be, absolutely destroyed, in which case
we will too.
We'll do a case by case. So this question says, how long should I wait after breaking up with my long-term partner before getting back out there?
Well, I feel like I wrote this question for myself.
How long?
I think it depends. It depends on if you feel you're ready. I mean, I think like sometimes it's the sooner the better, unless you just have a lot of like issues that you really need to work on. But
what kind of issues would like make it not a good idea to go soon?
If you're the reason why the relationship didn't work.
Yeah, if you're the problem, you definitely shouldn't be out there right away.
The problem.
Yeah, that's an important precedent.
But if it's more so like, I mean, obviously we can always improve ourselves, right?
Yes.
We can always improve.
Well, actually, I'm perfect.
Yes, you are. But I mean, like for me, when I like got my own place, like I was like, okay, like let me just see what's happening on the dating sites. But I also made the intention of like, I'm not getting on the dating sites to find someone. I'm getting on the dating sites to just see what's out there.
Just to flirt.
And see like what guys are doing, who's available, and, practice, communicating better.
Yeah, get your flirt on.
Yeah.
I personally really endorse just flirting. Talk to whoever you want, and
but also just figuring out what it is that I want, because like my last relationship, like I really thought that was what I wanted, and then when I was in it, I was like, I don't want this, and so I'm glad that I like went after something that I thought I wanted, but it also didn't turn out to be what I thought it was going to be. So
this person saying getting back out there doesn't indicate what they're looking for when you said very wisely, like, get out there, but the intention is clear. You're not looking for a new relationship.
Yeah.
Getting out there to flirt and also to fuck. I do feel like breaking up with my long-term partner also to me indicates that you were the breaker-upper. So obviously before you broke up with that person, you were already anticipating the breakup.
Yeah. So they're probably more prepared to... So this also could come from like a people pleasing concept, like, oh, you know,
what will people think?
yeah, or what will my ex think, you know?
Which is valid too, but also like people are gonna judge regardless
People
of
are
what
gonna
you
think
do.
whatever they think about
Whatever
you.
they think about
and
you.
I'm definitely one of those people where like when I hear someone has said something about me or talk shit about me, it definitely like gives me a complex. But
Me too.
yeah.
I care. I care about what
definitely
people
care,
say.
but I've learned to just kind of be like, all right, cool. I mean, like that it's
Some
their
days it's-
perception.
Some
It
days
has
it's
nothing
easier than others.
I know, but just reminding myself, it has nothing to do with me. It's their perception, you know. So
I think that like I usually when I go through a breakup, my phase is like not horny for like if my heart has been broken, if I'm genuinely sad, if I've been broken up with, it will take me a little while to want to like get out there again, but I will like get out there again romantically, but I will like immediately want to fuck someone else.
yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, I'm always quoting Dan Savage. He's my, you know, my hero. He says sometimes the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else.
Yeah, I think I'm the opposite because I think I have a lot of trauma around sex with like my, you know, with my religious background.
Oh, what kind of religious background?
I grew up in a Christian like Baptist church.
Baptist.
And so like
they do give they do a lot of, they care a lot about abstinence, right?
Yeah. And so like when, you know, I didn't start having sex till I was in college, and because there wasn't a lot of conversations about sex and relationships, like, you know, with like my parents and like, you know, the adults in my life, like I didn't really know what I was doing. And so I think
You have to figure it out yourself.
yeah, I had to figure it out myself. And I was kind of just like having sex as an icebreaker because like all the girls that I knew that had boyfriends, like they were sleeping with them. And I wanted a boyfriend. So I thought that's what I had to do. So I did.
Well, that is what you have to do.
Yeah. I mean,
if you have a
eventually, but so then I was
kidding.
like, okay, well, let me try this whole like not having sex and getting them to like, you know, like.
But what did you consider sex?
I feel like sex is such a power thing.
Yeah,
Like, and it could be such a power struggle in between, you know, two people.
Do you consider sex, or like, did you consider sex at the time, like also like oral and like fingering and stuff? Because I feel like a lot of people don't consider that sex.
No, it is.
But if you're hooking up,
Anything
if you're
sexual.
like doing sexual stuff, I still
Yeah.
think it's sex. But obviously, as cis women, with guys, there's just this conception of like sex means when the dick goes into the vagina. So like if you haven't done that, then you haven't fucked. It's like, well, what have the lesbians been doing all this time?
Yeah.
Turns out they're all virgins.
They are. Yeah, I know. Which is awesome.
Well, I'm glad that you have, not to be a bitch, but glad that you escaped the, you know.
It definitely was an escape.
Good. Well, I was raised Jewish, which just means that I'm a whore.
Yeah.
And Jews love sex, and it's actually just not something that I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but I just grew up very lucky to have grown up in a very kind of facts about sex-based home for the most part.
Yeah.
My mom was Catholic and then converted to being Jewish when she met my father, and has married 2 other Jewish men since then.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to my mom, 3rd time she's married.
She went Jew and never
went.
Oh,
I don't know. We were never gonna get that. But like my mom being raised Catholic, I think did influence.
Instead of one Jew, she had a few.
Thank you. You're way better at that than me. We were just also this morning. Lexis told me that she can freestyle rap, which absolutely blew my mind because I definitely couldn't. I can barely speak words. But the way that we're raised, obviously, and the social messages that we get about sex influence how we behave in this way.
Yeah, totally.
I think that this person should just stop overthinking it. Official advice is get over it. Just kidding. Angelique, you know that feeling when you are having a cracker that's cheesy,
Yes.
but it's just not bitchy enough?
Yeah.
I hate that feeling.
hate
It's
that
my
feeling.
least favorite feeling. Now we have an answer. Let me introduce you to Cheese Bitch.
Cheese bitch.
We're gonna make some big waves with this.
We're gonna get rich.
I've already transferred you a lot of stock into this company.
Oh, thanks.
And that's how you'll be paid for today. What's the weirdest non-porn media you've ever gotten off to?
Non-porn media.
I know mine instantly. I mean, I feel like I've said it before
what's
on
yours?
this. I always say this. I used to masturbate to the music video for Hey Jude. Paul McCartney stares deep into the camera while singing, and I like eye contact. But that's like a early. That's.
I mean, I guess I have. I actually have a joke about this. It's not media though.
What anything goes.
I mean, like, I get off like just thinking about like accomplishing my goals.
Yes.
I literally do most of my visualization when I'm masturbating.
Which award are you winning? You're manifesting while you come?
Yeah.
That is all right.
Sexual energy is so powerful.
That's the funniest thing. So
Yeah.
which award are you winning when you, what is it? Is it?
I'm imagining winning
Or
the
you're
Mark Twain Prize.
You're at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's up there like, yes, Lexi, you did it.
Shut the fuck up. That is so funny. Oh, God. I would love to win that award, too, actually.
I think it's pretty badass.
That's pretty badass. I would like to host the Oscars.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. It would make me go see the movies. I mean, I usually go see movies. I watch movies once they're on the streaming. I like to watch at home. I have ADHD. I need to pause. I need to get up. And so, well, I think that the non-porn media could apply to, like, you know, anything that's not actually like porn, but things that arouse you, things that are hot.
Yeah.
Anything else that you can think of?
A clean house.
Oh my God, yeah. Vacuuming?
Yeah.
Oh God. Sometimes it's hard to not come while I'm vacuuming.
Yeah.
It's really good. Shit, yeah. Oh, thank you. Also, I used to really love, like, again, when I think about non-porn media that I've gotten off to, I always think back to being a tween and whatever. Because now as an adult, if I want to get off, of course, I've got the porn I like just saved. Or like, you know, I've got the inspiration to just, I'm like, I need this.
What was that magazine? Teen Bop?
J14, Tiger Beat.
Yeah, Tiger Beat.
I had
Teen Bop.
oh my God, I had a poster of Usher from Tiger Beat magazine. Yeah, I used to stare into his eyes too.
That's creepy.
No, it's not.
Well, now with Usher.
Oh wait, what has he done?
Oh, him and hello, he was like Diddy's like little.
Oh no,
minion.
that really sucks.
I know it does. Yeah.
Well, in my memories, he's perfect.
I think I did not think Usher was cute back in the day, but I think he's aged well.
I love a guy who can dance and sing.
Yeah.
I like men who are into the musical theater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like gay guys.
Yeah, you like jazz hands?
I love like guys who are.
Give me those jazz fingers.
I like
daddy.
men who are like musical, like performing artsy, like, you know, unemployable kind of guys.
Yeah.
Guys with no jobs.
There's a lot of those in Portland.
Yeah, it's horrible. They're awful. One more thing I would think of is that I used to love that movie Romeo and Juliet
The one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
with Leo and Claire Danes, because that was like
Yeah.
a big bisexual awakening for me, because I thought they were both so hot.
It was a hot movie.
Really hot. Yeah, I used to watch.
Claire Danes was like the it girl.
She was
for a
so
while.
perfect.
Yeah.
She was so hot.
Broken Down Palace was one of my favorite movies too.
I also loved Titanic, of course.
Oh yeah.
That was a big moment for me. All right, we've got one more question.
All right.
This one is a doozy.
Okay.
My brother-in-law walked around the house naked while I was visiting them, and I don't know whether to tell my sister. He definitely knew I was in the living room when he walked through totally nude after the shower. What the fuck?
I mean, tell your sister.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't tell your sister immediately. I would be like,
I don't know why you didn't say anything while it was happening.
well, they clearly felt uncomfortable.
So that's what you say. I'm uncomfortable.
Do you think that this was like an innocent misunderstanding or a pervy thing? It's implied that it was a perv thing.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Why did he walk through the living room? What is the layout of this house?
Is he a nudist?
Oh my God. Was he like, I don't know. What was he doing while he walked through? Was he like eating a sandwich and like on the phone, or was he just like on his way somewhere else?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're both feeling very awkward, or he's a jackass pervert who wanted to be an exhibitionist.
That's what I was thinking. Wanted to get a reaction out of her, or maybe he's just like, some guys are into the sister wives thing.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about nudity?
So
how do you feel about nudity?
I mean, like before I had my son and it was just me and my daughter in the house, like I was, definitely just, it's our bodies. Like,
Yeah.
you should be able
Girl's
to now.
house.
But now, like, that we got a boy in the house, I'm really big on like making sure she's like wearing pants because she likes to like, walk around in big t-shirts.
Why does he need to wear pants? Isn't he like 2.5?
I know, but still, he's really getting into like constantly putting his hands in his pants and he's like playing with himself a lot.
What we're learning is about private, like privacy.
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's different. I actually, oh my gosh, I had a friend who, when I was a teenager, her mom, we were over at her house and I was, I guess, not wearing a bra, and her mom came and told me that I had to cover up because her husband was home. And I remember being 16 and being like, I'm a teenager and this is a grown man. Like, why do I need to? Anyway, that's a story for another time. I'm not saying that like I don't understand. I just feel like in this specific case, if you have a guest at the house walking around nude, definitely is not the right thing and definitely makes you the asshole.
Yeah.
If she just dropped in and like came in unexpectedly, that makes. Also, I'm assuming this is a woman.
Yeah.
It could totally be a guy.
It could be.
In which case, gay? We got to do a mega cut of me saying gay. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm not a nude person. Even when I go to the nude beach, I still like to wear bottoms because I just don't want sand in my cunt.
Yeah, that's not fun.
I don't know how people do that.
And it's hard to get rid of. It'll be there for
Weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
And especially with what I'm doing at the beach. I'm building sandcastles.
I did one time have sex on the beach and I'll never do it again.
On the beach? Like, no.
Well, we had a blanket.
Okay,
it didn't do anything.
That's fine. Oh, it didn't do anything. Oh, no.
I had sand in there for weeks.
Oh, man. I'm so glad you're okay. It's really dangerous, especially with what's going on at the beaches. Yeah. I do love the nude beaches here in Portland because I just think it's like
nude beaches in Portland.
Hell yeah, girl! Sauvie Island and Rooster Rock. It's not in Portland. It's like just east on the Columbia. It's epic because
like going out towards like Cannon Beach.
No, well, Sauvie Island has a nude beach that's like northwest of the city, and then like if you go on the Columbia east, like if you're going like out to Mount Hood, there's this place called Rooster Rock, and it is the most utopian place I've ever been as far as like humans coexisting peacefully with nature.
Do they call it Rooster Rock to try to be more PC instead of calling it Cock Rock?
Exactly. But there is also a rock that allegedly looks like a rooster. But rocks just look like dicks, okay?
Yeah, there's some rocks over out by Dexter Lake that look like penises, and we call it Cock Rock.
Definitely what the implication is. But there's just nothing more universally, like, neutralizing than chasing after your dog naked. And then, like, going up to a stranger and your dogs are fighting and you're like at their level and you're like, oh, they're friendly, but your faces are in each other's junk.
Yeah.
And we're all just humans and dogs. And, it was one of my first Portland experiences, actually, when I moved out here. My sister and brother-in-law and I went to Rooster Rock, and it was back a couple years ago when there were fires going on really nearby, and the firefighter planes were coming around and landing in the river, picking up their water and going out and dropping it. And I was like, they could have gone anywhere on the Columbia.
They wanted to
But they came here to see the titties.
Yeah.
And honestly, we were like, woo! Yeah. Thank you for what you do. First responders are the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a beautiful experience. I just know that a nude beach could never exist in the South or even on the East Coast. People are pearl clutchers.
I've been to a nude resort in Arizona.
That's still West Coast, I think. Arizona counts as the West
Southwest.
Coast. Well, yeah. it's beautiful to just like exist, I think, peacefully in nature. And nothing like swimming in fresh water with your tits out. So cool on your nipples.
I love skinny dipping.
Skinny dipping is it's just the best. It's so much fun. One thing I like to ask before we end is like, have you ever gotten some advice that stuck with you that you would like to pass along? Like someone told you something once and it really stuck with you?
Yeah, and it's been advice I've gotten a lot over the years, which is try to live life without expectations. But I kind of took it a step further, which is what I'm really trying to work on now. Like, living life without expectations in a form of like, okay, like you shouldn't expect anything from someone unless what they have proven to show you that you can expect from them.
Yeah.
But then the other thing too is like doing things like not attached to an outcome. So I've been really like in the last few years, I've been trying to focus more on detachment. So like, especially like with my goals, right? It's like I have these goals and I have these visions of things that I want to do. And sometimes I'll get so hyper focused on like, oh, it has to be this person. It has to be this place. It has to be this time.
And it'll be perfect. It'll be romantic.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, that's how the relationship will be. I'll know that I got the right thing.
Yeah. And so like letting go of like, those like boundaries and saying, okay, well, this is my vision, and the characters can change, the location can change, all these things can change, and the vision can still come to life. And since I've done that, I've manifested things like kind of almost faster in a way.
From now on, anytime you say manifest, I will just think masturbating, because if you're manifesting, that means that you're masturbating, right? So I know what you mean, girl. I mean, manifest as much as you want.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love the manifesting thing. I would say that your advice that you just passed on is great. And I think about that all the time. And I would put it like, lower your expectations to 0 and you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when something good happens, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And it's like a less optimistic way of what you said, because you should think about things in a positive way. You should expect people to be good to you if they can be. But also, like, I love the whole idea of like, having the pieces and adjusting the pieces in the way they look, but their arrangement can change.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful metaphor.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of slutty.
Yeah, it's a little
because pieces fit together in all different sorts of ways. I don't know. I had to go. It was a reach.
Yeah.
You're way more lyrical than me. So we'll think about it. You'll write something. I really appreciate it.
I'll come up with the new slogan for the show.
I'm so glad that you came, dude.
Thanks for having me.
You're the best.
You're the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.
Please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.